Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read The Dark Tower, The Drawing of the Three. It's actually book 2 of 7 in the series, excuse me. I'm a little tired, that's probably why I'm not making any sense. But again, we are put back into the world of Roland and Jake and introduced to a very eclectic, eccentric, sort of spastic character named Eddie, who's a junkie, and he is a very important character in the duration of the Drawing of the Three, and there's a reason why it's given that title. I won't say why, but it's very intriguing, and it's all about the events following what happened in the Dark Tower with Walter, and Walter's still after Roland, and it's just everything that happens within the realm of Midworld, and the fact that the tower looms ever closer, and there are these doors, of course, that have the prisoner and the pusher, and I forget what the other one was called, but they all have significance, and it takes upon a very unusual multiverse kind of spin, which makes it super good. It's so incredibly detailed and eerie and otherworldly and supernatural and surreal. I like the whole bizarre aspect of it. It's kind of like Twin Peaks in a way, because not everything makes sense, and you're trying to analyze it and you think, does this have meaning? Is this supposed to be allegorical? Or what am I supposed to glean from this? And even Roland himself is confused, and Eddie just gets himself into more trouble. And of course there's Suzanne is with them, and of course there's a character named Odetta, and Odetta is a dual woman. She's in a wheelchair, and I find it very interesting and different that they would have a disabled character as somebody who is considered a villainous, because I have never encountered that before. I thought, oh, isn't that a little bit unusual? And nowhere else in literature have I ever come across a character that would be considered sinister in that way, because you would think somebody who's disabled wouldn't have those kinds of abilities, and she is more so just gunning for Eddie for some odd reason, and just twisting and manipulating and trying to delve into his psyche and just tick him off as much as she possibly can. And you love to hate her, and of course Roland, he has to deal with her, and of course we know what happens. If you've read the second book, you realize what occurs with Odetta, and she's also black, which I thought was very different, because I guess you can make a villain of any color, but in this day and age you have to be so PC. You might think, oh, Mr. King is racist. Well, I never really thought that in my mind. That never crossed any corner, nook and cranny in my massive brain. I thought, no, Stephen isn't racist as far as I know. Because it's so funny, the conversation that Odetta has with Eddie is so funny. She calls him white bread and cracker, things like that. I've always loved the insult white bread. I don't know why. I think it's funny. I would probably be called shortbread. That would definitely work. That or ginger snap. I think I like ginger snap better. Ginger snap would suit me. I'm not exactly ginger. I'm strawberry blonde. Close enough. I'll answer to ginger snap. But it's just so tongue-in-cheek how she taunts him, and just she doesn't even have to try. He gets really angry very easily. It's almost like child's play, and it's irksome, yet it's funny in a kind of warped way, I think, just to see her taunting him. And it's cat and mouse, which I've always really enjoyed with good versus evil. And of course, you get more exposed to Midworld, and Roland is still a character who is trying to discover his identity. And Susanna, he's like with Jake with Dark Tower, gunslinger when we're first introduced to Roland in and of himself. He's still very enigmatic. He's still very shrouded in mystery, and we don't really know. He doesn't even know who he is. That's why it's so compelling, and you're driven to read more and more about him. But second book is more of Roland becoming the sage again, becoming the teacher, and going through the whole. I've always loved the Gunslinger's Creed. I do not shoot with my mind. I shoot with my heart. Those who shoot with their, I kill with my mind. Those who shoot with their hand have forgotten the face of her father. And I don't know why, it's almost like with Dune, it's that, that saying, I mustn't fear, fear is the mind killer, fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I must face my fear. I actually, strangely enough, that saying has helped me through a lot. I know it sounds really strange, but I'll say, I mustn't fear, fear is the mind killer, fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. And it just, I don't know why. It just, for me, it's like the Gunslinger's Creed. It's something that is the repetition of the words, and it's very chant-like, and it gives a sense of calm to the reciter. And with Roland, the Creed itself, I'm thinking it has a magic to it, because when you see the movie, it's so amazingly cool. And I know a lot of people are kind of divided about. I love the movie, even though it's gotten mixed reviews. That I think it's just uncannily good. But when Jake is being trained by Roland, it gives him a sense of focus and calm and clarity, and that way he doesn't miss. And I thought that is, it's sort of like a similar thing is with mudras and mantras. It's the same thing. It gives you a center, and it keeps your mind honed in on your target. So I think that's what archers do. And I'm thinking, I know how to walk across it's similar to this aspect, but I have walked across a beach, a burning beach, white hot sand, and not felt any burning because my eyes were on the shore the whole time. And Mom and Dad would look at me, and the minute that my attention was drawn to Mom or Dad, I would be like, ah! You're like, then I would walk out into the ocean like, oh, yeah. But I'll never forget. Well, I know how to firewalk now, woo! So I can do it. Check that off my bucket list once I do. But I know the secret. Now you can do it. Thank me when you're there, okay? But I really enjoyed the book. It was like most Stephen King books. It was big and chunky and verbose and very detailed, and I love the monsters. I don't know why, I really like his creatures, how distorted and bleh, mangled, and he has these things called lobstrosities. I thought that would be my worst nightmare, because I would be thinking, I need a big pan, I need a whole heck of a lot of butter, give me a little bit of soul seasoning, or maybe even curry, cumin, coriander, and just go dinner time. Look, I can feed the whole village. Dinner is served. Bon appetit. Don't thank me. But that would be what I would do with the lobstrosity. Just get my flamethrower, burn that sucker, and just serve him up. Hot plate. And there you go. No thanks necessary. Yeah, without getting killed in the process. But still, I love the lobstrosities. They're horrible abominations, but just on the other side of things, when I was reading it, I thought, why is this making me hungry? It's sort of like watching Attack on Titan, I think, and getting hungry by watching that. It's weird, I think. Why am I even getting the least bit hungry by watching this show? But yeah, it's a weird thing that goes through my head. But yeah, watching a lot of animes actually doesn't matter what it is, but watching anime makes me hungry. It's a strange thing. But recently, I went through a lot. I was going to go to iFly this weekend. I'm going to go this weekend. I'm going to Greek Fest. And I am looking for a place to stay, but I don't have a place yet. And I'm not sure when I'm selling my house, but eventually I will. And I'll find a place to go. It's either going to be California. Why am I saying California? No. It's either going to be North Carolina or someplace close to work. But I will let you know. And hopefully it won't be in October, because I'm going to Tupperware Remix and Ninja Sex Party. I got tickets finally, and I'm so hype about that. Yeah, I'm really excited because I've always wanted to meet Dan, and I don't know if I will. I don't know if I'll have a chance to actually say hi to him and tell him how inspiring he is, and just how much that he has given me hope and encouragement. And knowing that he suffered depression, and yeah, being an artist myself, I can totally relate to that. And a lot of creative types do. Just look through the lineage of history, and those who have been very influential people suffered from anxiety and depression and other mental disorders. But it's not something that can take control of you. When I was diagnosed, I didn't think of it as a death sentence. I was more snarky about it. I thought, well, I could have told you that, and you got a degree? But I didn't say it out loud. I thought it. I was too nice. But I was diagnosed, and they put me on Zoloft. It made me a zombie. I tapered off of that. Later, when I had panic attacks, they put me on panic attack medicine, and didn't really do any good for me. And then I had Bell's palsy, and that was terrifying, though. Dad was really concerned that I had had a stroke, and he said, "Oh, we gotta get you to the ER." I'm like, "No shit, Sherlock." Excuse my French, but normally I wouldn't say that. But we went over to the ER, and he says, "You have Bell's palsy." I thought, really? I could have told you that. But they put me on steroids. Woo. And I got super buff. No, I'm just kidding. I could crush metal with my bare hands. But they did that, and I got my ability to whistle back. Thank God, because I was devastated without it. I know that sounds really idiotic, but I got that back, and yeah, that was a couple years ago, actually. I've gotten all over that. I've overcome my depression. I haven't been in a deep hole for years. I haven't had a full-blown panic attack in years. Thank heaven I've been able to overcome that. When I know one's coming on, I just tell myself to breathe through pursed lips and know that this too shall pass, and all shall be well. All is well is my mantra, and it comes from Three Idiots, as a lot of people will know. And believe it or not, that's gotten me through a lot. That and just constant prayer and going to church and being close to my church family and knowing that all will indeed be well, and everything will work in my favor. And I'm thinking once everything levels out, I'm thinking Full Sail. Full Sail is gotta be the way to go. I don't know, I feel so strongly about this. I've wanted to do film and animation and video games ever since I was 13. And I'm thinking that once I do, I'll get a lot more fan base. And for now, I'm just doing the fan service like Idris gave me the suggestion to. And I took it. I held on to that full bore and I went full steam ahead, and I said, you know, I don't care if it degrades me. I mean, I'm not going to go to the point where I'm going to be some kind of, I'm not going to be some kind of debauched hussy. No, as I have standards. What? Well, tell me about it. Tell me. Tell me, sweetheart. Tell me. My cat's talking to me. Oh, and another one joins in. What? What do you say? What have you to say to me? What is it, buddy? Huh? Are you going to talk to me too? Have you been awakened from your slumber? Huh? Who disturbs my slumber? Know this. Only one, the diamond of the rough, can enter. Yes, I know, you're like the cave of wonders. There's unspeakable riches inside that cranium of yours. What do you want? Yeah, you're just being sweet. I actually contacted a breeder, and I'm hoping that I can get another puppy. I want a puppy so bad, you have no idea. I'm hoping I can get one from his line, because that would be great. And I know my pastor actually said, well, you're trying to downsize. I'm like, I know, but I need a playmate for Griffin and me. But his name will be Carson Elliott, and it will suit him. It will suit him well. I knows. Yes. It's a baby boy. It's just a sweetie. It's my schmoogie woogs. But anyway, enough baby talk from me. That's all I gotta say. Until next time, live long, prosper, ciao, tutti.